Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2022 in another part of not my team. I haven't played my team for a long time. The Aston Martin Road to Glory career mode. Today we have got the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. Thank you for the support on the series so far, and thank you for the comments especially. It really does help every single day reading your support on the series, and I know some people have perhaps been switched off by how successful we've been this season, but I know a lot of you are really enjoying it, buying into the immersive parallel universe that we are in, and you know we are trying our very best to try and keep it realistic as possible. You know, we're looking ahead towards next season now. People have been saying, you know, perhaps be a little bit careful about looking ahead to next season because the patch may change it, and that might be the case. But I'm not really bothered. I'm playing it the way I would, and you know, I've never really been trying to exploit the game. From my point of view, moving the sliders to the right and increasing development time, that is fine for me. You know, it may well be what needs to happen is that the AI need to upgrade more aggressively as well, and perhaps that's where it needs to go. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's get ourselves into today's episode. We have got our regulation vote today. We have also had our front wing upgrade come through. 4 days. Pardon me. So we are going to get 4 emergency front wings in. Let's just double check that we've got everything that I was expecting. So chassis wise, yes, that's fine. Front wing, we need to pop that on both cars. Engine wise, we'll be fine. Rear wing, we've got our new one on. Side pods, yes. Underfloor, yes. And suspension, we need to put onto the car. Yep, that's fine. And we'll get another 2 of them made. Okay, so let's have a little look at the car analysis. And all of a sudden you can see certain parts of the car have improved, but in general I think we are now, you know, behind. I think we've seen that last time out coming through the field. Only managed to get up to 7th and 8th, I believe, in Holland. 8th and 9th actually. So yeah, it's going to be tough going forward to try and hold on to this lead that we've built up, but we will try our very best. We are again focusing towards next season, so you know, we accepted that. And meanwhile, we definitely want to vote against this. This is a terrible idea, in my opinion. You do not want to give more to the top, less to the bottom. That is a really stupid idea if you want to make closer racing. Development point wise, I don't think there's anything to do there. What we do need to do is have a little look at doing some more research. So we've got those 2 parts going. The next most important part is going to be the front wing. So I'm actually going to put half of me stuff into that to try and improve it as much as we can. Going to have a particular focus towards low speed, medium speed and high speed. Perhaps a little bit less focus on those areas just to increase our potential there. And we'll stick 4 engineers on it and we'll hope for the best, essentially. So let's push forward and get ourselves towards the Italian Grand Prix. And race targets, qualifying position. Can we guarantee it these days? Hopefully we can. Let's promise fastest lap as well. Finish position streak. Both cars finish in the top 10 for the next 5 races. Oh, for goodness sake. There we go. Right, okay then. Let's get ourselves into the Italian Grand Prix then. Hope you enjoy.
Welcome to Life in the Fast Lane. We're here at Monza in Italy, the home of Ferrari. But who will take home the points this weekend? Let's find out as we get started with the Italian Grand Prix. Monza, a centurion among circuits, dripping with motorsport history. Expect to see cars fly by as 80% of the track is tackled at full throttle. It's not all go, however, and brakes can be prone to overheating through the tight chicanes that Monza has to offer. This is it. We're down to the last few races of the season, and it's time for that final push. Who will be crowned champion at the end of it all? We'll find out soon enough. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
Okay then, looking like a dry weekend this time out, so looking forward to that. And I'll see you guys after practice and let you know how things have gone. Okay, maybe I was wrong about the pace. I'm looking pretty good actually. We're at the end of FP3. You can see we are in 4th and 6th now. Lots and lots of grid penalties to think about, so qualifying is going to be very interesting to say the least. But Red Bull and Ferrari seem ahead of us. We seem to be the 3rd best team here. Lewis Hamilton leading the charge for Mercedes, but it is all very, very close. As you can see, setup confidence for both drivers, 100%. We have absolutely smashed the setup targets this weekend, which is fantastic. What I do need to do is make sure I write all of these down. But there you go, 5 optimals for Pierre Gasly and 5 optimals for Fernando Alonso. Absolutely brilliant, and I can't wait to get into qualifying. So here we go. Let's simulate Q1 and then we'll get involved in Q2 onwards. So Pierre Gasly was quickest in Q1. That's very interesting. Fernando Alonso down in 7th there. But going out in Q1 was Alex Albon, Lance Stroll, Mick Schumacher, Nico Hülkenberg out qualifying, Yuki Tsunoda. Right, here we go then into Q2. I think we should be able to get through, so I am going to simulate this as well. And there you go, 4th and 8th. Interesting, the drop-off there from Gasly. But going out in Q2, big shock, George Russell out in 14th. But Lando Norris, Zhou Guanyu, Daniel Ricciardo and Kevin Magnussen also joining them in the drop zone there, being eliminated. So let's pop on a new used set of soft tyres for the first run in Q3. And let's get ourselves into it. Here we go. Let's see how we get on. I feel like what we need to do is send Pierre Gasly out and Fernando Alonso following him. And try and get a little bit of a tour here. And see if we can pull Fernando Alonso up the order a little bit. Seems to be a little bit off the pace of his teammate. Does the championship leader. I'll be really intrigued to see if we actually see any benefit here from the tour, because I feel like we never managed it in the game so far. And here we go. Let's keep an eye on Fernando Alonso. He's going to be following his teammate Pierre Gasly. And let's see who ends up being quickest in this first sector. Gasly's going to get held up now. Purple for Gasly, purple for Alonso. But yes, you can see clearly Gasly got shafted there by the Alpine. Get out the way. Yeah. It's not too bad. Oh god, we got another. Oh, well, not too bad. Could have been a lot worse there. Alonso's so much quicker though, if you have a look at it. 4/10 quicker at the moment. So here comes Pierre Gasly round the final corner. What's he going to manage as he comes up to the line? He goes over the line and it's a 1:21.6. Alonso does a 1:21.3. And that isn't going to be enough, but at the very least gets us a bank of time in there. Perez goes quicker with a 1:21.2. Let's pop the new set of tyres on for both drivers. This time Alonso will be the one leading. So after the first run, we are 5th and 9th. Verstappen leading the way ahead of Leclerc and Sainz, and then Perez is currently P4. Looks like most people are going to be out there. Gonna send Alonso out now, and then Pierre right behind him. Let's try and get that slipstream effect. Right. So let's hop on board with Mezzo Gasly, and we'll keep an eye on Fernando Alonso as well with his brand new tyres. Is he going to be able to get pole position here? So Gasly's going to have a tow from Alonso. Alonso's getting a tow from, I assume, Sebastian Vettel, is it? Is it Sebastian Vettel? No, it's Sergio Perez ahead of us, actually. There we go. Green in the first sector for Fernando. Green for Pierre Gasly, who's quicker. Fernando again. Fernando again. Now, Lewis Hamilton in P10. That's pretty disappointing for him so far. It's going to be Max Verstappen that comes up to the line. Is he going to improve? He looks like 3 yellows. Verstappen doesn't improve. Leclerc goes quicker. And the Tifosi will go mad. Lewis Hamilton goes up to P6. Doesn't now qualify Alonso. Here comes Sebastian Vettel. What can he do? He goes up to the line. He doesn't improve. What about Sainz? Can Sainz spoil the party of Charles Leclerc? He comes up to the line. What's he going to manage? He stays 3rd. What about Perez and Ocon? Perez, he's 4th. What about Alonso? He goes 5th. What about Gasly? He goes 6th. Well, that was a pretty intense end to qualifying there. Personal best from both drivers, but not enough to get into the top 3. But they post almost the identical time to each other, a 1:21.2 apiece. And Fernando Alonso edges out his teammate Pierre Gasly. But of course, Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen will have engine penalties, so we will be moving up to at least 3rd and 4th. Sebastian Vettel, Bottas, Guan Yu and Daniel Ricciardo also have grid penalties. So that is incredibly interesting for tomorrow's race.
It's time for the final touches here on the grid ahead of today's race.
There was some good work from Aston Martin during the qualifying session, and they will go to the grid full of confidence. Ferrari performed brilliantly during qualifying and will be very pleased with their grid positions. But the challenge for them will be to keep the momentum going during the race. And the sky is looking grey and cloudy today. An effective tyre strategy could prove very valuable as the race plays out.
Well, this is going to be one thrilling Italian Grand Prix, and we're nearly ready to kick things off.
Well, remember last year, I think it was the best race of Season 1. Sebastian Vettel put on a show in the final few laps to take an unbelievable 8th place. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure we can make a one-stop work here. Certainly not that one-stop. Can we do an attacking? Oh, we can definitely do that, but it seems a bit daft to be ending with that much tyre left. What if we went soft at the start? That would work, but no, I think with Gasly, let's play the long game with Gasly. Do a fairly long stint on the medium tyres and try and stay with tyre freshness for Pierre. Now, Fernando Alonso will perhaps go for a bit of a riskier strategy, an attacking two-stop, if you like, where he's going to have incredible tyres. Let's say soft, medium, soft. So he's going to come flying out the blocks. He's going to have a very attacking middle stint. Yeah, I think that looks good. For Fernando. Two-stop strategy. Who's going to be... I mean, it reckons Gasly is going to have 16 seconds on Alonso. We'll see in the race. But I think it is worth splitting the strategy and trying to go for the win here today, because I think we should have the pace to, at the very least, hold position, but we might be able to go and win the race if we're lucky. So let's get into the Grand Prix.
It's a somewhat overcast day for the drivers, who've now taken position on the grid. Looking at Fernando Alonso here. They're up in 3rd position, tantalisingly close to pole. Next for the team, it's Pierre Gasly. With a top 10 position on the grid, this race could really go either way for them. Everything's been building to this.
Well, here we go. We are ready for the lights here in Italy.
The oldest circuit in Europe. For this, the Italian Grand Prix. And it's
the lights were held very long there, but we are away. And Carlos Sainz straight over to cover from Sergio Perez. And it's going to be a drag race up to turn 1 here, as Pierre Gasly loses a place to Charles Leclerc, who only seems to have had a 5-place grid penalty. And Charles Leclerc is through. Gasly dropping down the order a little bit here. He's struggling a little bit to cope with Max Verstappen behind, as Fernando Alonso trying, as he may, to go down the inside of Sergio Perez here. Big move early on in this race, if he can keep it going. He's got the outside here as they head towards the Lesmos. Fernando Alonso flies round the outside. That is an awesome move from the Spaniard and the championship leader, and he is up to P2 as it stands, and this is exactly what we needed from Fernando. A very, very early attack.
Aston Martin with a great
and
play
now
there.
he is right behind Carlos Sainz for the lead of this Grand Prix. Former Ferrari driver, of course, Fernando Alonso. And here we go again. This could be a huge move for Fernando on Carlos Sainz. He's going to pull to the right-hand side here, I think, is he? No, he's going to be sensible and he's going to wait until this next straight. So here we go with Fernando Alonso. Is he going to be able to make his move past Carlos Sainz? We're going to go to deploy.
Energy if you need it.
And see if that helps us out. Carlos Sainz still just in front. Here goes Gasly. Is he going to have a little look at Charles Leclerc? Doesn't quite look like he's going to. Alonso, meanwhile, doing a really terrific job, staying nice and close to Carlos Sainz, and looked like he was going to try down the inside there, decided against it, and by the way, we are pulling away from Sergio Perez. As Gasly now having a little look down the inside of Charles Leclerc, that turns into the outside, and just like his teammate, he's now going to have a chance around the outside of Lesmo 1. Oh, that is close. And now into Lesmo 2, and he is through. A little bit wide there, that gives Charles Leclerc a little bit of a run, but look at Fernando Alonso. This is going to be a great chance, surely down the inside of Ascari. He is having a look. This is so close. Oh, he has to back out of it. That could have been the time, the place. And here goes Pierre Gasly. He's going to have a little look at Sergio Perez. We are very racy at the start of this Italian Grand Prix. This is going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to this. And look round the inside of Parabolica. He could have had a chance there, but here goes Charles Leclerc now. He's going to have a little look.
DRS is enabled.
And there we go. Gasly pulls to the inside. Is he going to have a chance? I don't think so. Not this lap. Oh, well, not unless he fancied coming from a long way back. Fernando Alonso, meanwhile, he's going to have DRS on this lap. On Carlos Sainz, is he going to be able to make a move? We're closing in.
Ferrari
Around the Curva Grande. Well, Gasly needs to try and get within the 1 second window of Charles Leclerc. Looks like Alonso and Sainz have broken that 1 second window to Sergio Perez behind, and this is going to be the first chance for Fernando Alonso with DRS. Let's have a little look if he can do it. He switches to the left. And here we go, DRS is enabled, and Fernando Alonso now leads the Italian Grand Prix. He is going to now deploy, and he is going to push on, and he is going to use those tyres to the absolute max. He is on a two-stop strategy today. He needs to absolutely leg it like there's no tomorrow. And he needs to make sure that he is going to be well ahead of Carlos Sainz before they hit that DRS zone. But no, Sainz is going to have DRS here. Fastest lap of the race for Fernando Alonso. Sainz is going to close in. What about Pierre Gasly? Is he going to be able to do anything here? I don't think so. Meanwhile, Carlos Sainz staying close to Fernando. Is losing time through the Curva Grande, and you can see straight away Alonso nearly a second ahead now. Can he continue that through the Lesmos? It looks like he can, and that now means that he is not going to have DRS. And you can see no DRS for Carlos Sainz. Going to move that back down to neutral now because Alonso should be able to push on his soft tyres. Meanwhile, let's just have a little look at tyres. Carlos Sainz is on softs, as is Sergio Perez. Sorry, Sergio Perez is on medium tyres. And, well, Charles Leclerc having a little look down the inside, and we've got Pierre Gasly having a little look here. He's going to slot back in very nicely, thank you. Let's see if Pierre Gasly can make a move on both of them round the first corner, because there goes Charles Leclerc round the outside, and here comes Gasly. Is he going to get both of them round the first turn? That could have been awful, but he manages to get through. And Pierre Gasly now up into P3 in this Grand Prix, and this is like old times. This is like old times. This is fantastic racing from everybody so far. But Fernando Alonso 1.3 seconds ahead of second placed Carlos Sainz. And what we now need to see, essentially, is Pierre Gasly close right up behind Carlos Sainz and have him for breakfast, essentially. And if we can get Alonso a decent gap, potentially, we could look at reducing his attack and matching the strategy of Carlos Sainz, because I presume Sainz is on that one-stop strategy that we were looking at. And perhaps we do look at putting in a strategy B in here, of perhaps switching on to the hard tyres. If we were to go there and delete that stint, that would work. That would work, to be fair. And here we go, Gasly. Perhaps being overtaken by 2 cars. He overtook 2 cars last lap. Not this time, though. And is Perez going to have a little look round the curve? Grande, not quite. Not quite. But this is side-by-side action. Looks like Gasly is going to survive for now. So Fernando Alonso leads the Italian Grand Prix. We've got Carlos Sainz in second. We've then got Charles Leclerc in third place, followed by Pierre Gasly in P4. But this looks like Gasly's going to make another move on Charles Leclerc. And he does. Very nicely done. And now Gasly's got to try and close in on Carlos Sainz.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Let's deploy a little bit. Let's try and get within that 1 second. New fastest lap for Pierre Gasly. No DRS this time. But he is now within a second of Carlos Sainz. Alonso definitely managing to push hard.
Yeah, take it easy. Okay.
And we'll see if that makes any effect.
Save fuel, save fuel. Okay.
Got Gasly right behind Carlos Sainz now, DRS enabled. And here we go, can Gasly pull it off here? Not quite, but he is going to have an almighty run into turn 1, and then we are going to have an Aston Martin 1-2. And there we go, Pierre Gasly takes P2 in this Grand Prix.
Looks like Aston Martin have
let's
just gained a race position.
keep attacking on the tyres at the very least.
So we just need to push now. The tyres are happy to push.
Fernando, let's see how you're doing with your tyres. Not too bad, if I'm honest. Not too bad. Right, let's zoom it forward a little bit. Did briefly have yellow flags there
Was that a lock-up on the track?
because of Albon. Looks like Fernando is going to be reeled in a little bit here. So I think we need to attack again with Fernando. I think we just need to commit here. we want to win this Grand Prix, we're going to need to attack with Fernando.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
Leclerc past Gasly again now. Gasly straight back past. DRS gets him nice and close to Carlos Sainz, but no luck yet in getting past him. So let's push on. Pit window for Fernando Alonso is entered. How far can we take these tyres? Why don't we?
Looks like there's been a lockup.
Why don't we switch ourselves to strategy B and go for that instead? So I think he's got the tyres for it. And we'll see if we can hang on in this race. Gasly P3 struggling to keep up now.
I think someone's run wide.
So we'll zoom it forward. So Fernando Alonso currently leading this Italian Grand Prix. Sainz in second. Gasly and Verstappen are following closely behind. Gasly up to P2, by the way.
Aston
1.7
Martin with
behind
a great
now.
play there. They've moved up a place.
And there's Carlos Sainz again. Pit window entered for
Ferrari advance the race position.
Fernando Alonso. Now, tyre-wise, so much worse than Carlos Sainz. We know that. But if we can keep pushing and get these tyres to that optimal pit stop, then we're going to be in a great position. I think Fernando would currently come out just in front of Daniel Ricciardo, and that's some decent clear air. So it's 1.9 ahead of Carlos Sainz. So it's not going to be next lap. It's going to be the one after. Carlos Sainz's pit. Carlos Sainz has come into the pits. Now, where's he going to come out? He comes out just in front of Zhou Guanyu. So, Fernando Alonso, he needs to make sure that he is in the best possible place here. And this is going to be the pit stop, the pit lap for Fernando Alonso. We're going to bring him in and put him on the hard tyres and convert to that one-stop strategy. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly in P2.
Boxing this lap.
Is he going to be able to hold off Max Verstappen? He's going to have a look around the outside, turns into the inside, but
Okay, copy.
Gasly's still there, and Gasly back through. Very, very good.
You can stop, lift and coast.
So, how far off are we with Pierre Gasly? One lap away. Now we know Gasly's going to have some extra tyres towards the end of the race. 2.7 now. Fernando is ahead. He's doing a great job. 20 laps into this Grand Prix. What on earth? How's Gasly so far down? What's happened here? He was P2 before. I'm sure he was. I might be wrong. Yeah, Fernando Alonso, he's going to be flying around Parabolica and he's going to be zipping into the pit lane. So here we go. Can he come out in front of Carlos Sainz?
Copy. Pit entry.
Here he comes. So Fernando Alonso is in. pit window has been entered. Gasly. Alonso away, and you can see Ricciardo coming down the pit straight. Sainz coming down the pit straight as well. Fernando Alonso looks like he's going to come out just ahead of Alex Albon. That's an important manoeuvre. And he is comfortably ahead of Carlos Sainz. Very good. Right. So I think we're in a very, very good position here with Fernando. He is in the net lead of the Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly now needs to try and make the most clear air that he could potentially have.
Save
Move them
fuel.
down to balanced.
Copy.
Now, will they last? It seems like they will. Seems like they will. Okay, perfect. And there you go, fastest lap for Pierre Gasly, a 1:24.1. And he is very much in a battle. Now I'm going to go to standard and balanced because there's no real point of him pushing 100% because he's in this DRS train. We wait until he's got some clear air and then he can unleash. We might be able to slip the soft tyres on if we manage to keep these tyres going for long enough. There you go, DRS manages to keep us nice and close to them. So zoom it forward a little bit. Fernando Alonso, meanwhile, he is chasing after Daniel Ricciardo. Although, let's hop on board with him because he has got Carlos Sainz for company. And Sainz is absolutely flying. And this is pretty much on Fernando's outlap here. I don't know how Sainz has got so close so quickly. But here he goes with the DRS. Is Carlos Sainz going to be able to make that move? Not this lap. Well, Pierre Gasly still P3. Still chasing after Leclerc and Verstappen, who are starting to pull away. With DRS, Pierre Gasly managing to stay close. And Fernando Alonso staying in front of Carlos Sainz for now. I think we could see something very, very different on the run down to Ascari. Carlos Sainz closing in with the DRS. He swoops to the left. Fernando Alonso is going to be sticking to the normal racing line, and Carlos Sainz thinks better of it. But meanwhile, how is Pierre Gasly doing? He's onto his optimal pit stop lap. I think we want to keep going a few more laps just yet. We'll try and stay with these medium tyre runners. Well, their medium tyres looking like they're looking so much better than ours. But if we are trapped in the middle of this DRS train, then I think we should push it as long as we can. Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso somehow is holding off Carlos Sainz with the DRS. Right, let's zoom it through. A few more laps. Gasly still sticking with the top two. Are we going to see them into the pits anytime soon? It's Fernando Alonso now past Daniel Ricciardo. That's going to help because now Alonso
Looks like Aston Martin
has got a little bit of time on Carlos Sainz.
Sounds like someone's gone wide there.
It was Perez that ran wide there, meaning that Gasly's now in a three-way battle at the front. Carlos Sainz within a second. Alonso absolutely attacking these tyres. Pierre Gasly, meanwhile, right behind Max Verstappen. Are we going to be able to stay near the front? Alonso doing a good job of trying to close in on Bottas. And Danny Rick doing a great job of staying with Carlos Sainz. He's on old medium tyres. But he's sticking with the Spaniard. How long can Gasly stay on these tyres and stay close to the guys in front?
Seems to have been a lockup.
As Russell locks up, down to 14th now, Hamilton 12th, so not a good day for Mercedes so far. That's for sure, but Fernando Alonso pulling out that gap now to Carlos Sainz because he's embroiled in a battle with Daniel Ricciardo. And again, Pierre Gasly sticking with this top three, and Verstappen is in the pits. Verstappen in the pits now. Let's hop on board with Pierre. Going through Curva Grande. And what does Verstappen go on to? Has he gone on to hard tyres? Has he gone on to softs? I mean, 23 laps. I think we could probably manage that, you know. I think Gasly's extended this stint very, very nicely. Question is, can he stay with Charles Leclerc? I think we need to bring in Pierre Gasly now. Yeah, we have got fairly new soft tyres.
And box.
I think he has to come in this lap. So we're going to attack. We're going to push. I'm going to see what he can do. So here we go. Is Charles Leclerc going to pit as well? No, he doesn't. Leclerc stays in. So here comes Pierre Gasly getting off these medium tyres. Perez is in as well. Let's see what sort of time this is going to be. Verstappen just coming up the Parabolica now, a 2.6 second pit stop. So he's leaving the pit lane. Verstappen coming past the pit lane now. Is Pierre Gasly going to come out in front of Max Verstappen? It's going to be so close. Let's get to a different camera angle. Come on. What's it doing? Yes, he is. He's come out in front of Sainz as well. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Right. Let's see. Yeah, those soft tyres would not last to the end of the Grand Prix, so we're going to have to go standard. And make sure that that's what we are doing. So we're going to switch that to add new strategy. Hang on. We need to go into this and then edit it. Is that? I don't know what we've done. Maybe we've messed up here, I don't know. But this has all helped Fernando Alonso, that's for sure. There's Charlie Leclerc now in the pits. And somehow Alonso 7.7 seconds ahead of Gasly. So here we go. Fernando Alonso coming through now. And he is absolutely steaming away as Charles Leclerc. He's leaving the pit lane now. He's going to come out in front of Gasly. He's going to come out in front of Sainz. And Charles Leclerc is going to be the real threat in this Grand Prix. Oh, that was nearly a huge crash.
Can't go out this thing.
Well, perhaps it was a gap.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
Yeah, Pierre Gasly. I don't know why the pit window is active all of a sudden. I'm not sure Gasly's going to be able to keep up. Perhaps we've made a mistake putting him onto the soft tyres. I'd like him to stay in this DRS train for as long as he can. And that's what Vettel did last year. Whereas Fernando Alonso, he is pushing out top. He's doing exactly the right thing, really. And it looks like he's going to get the reward for it. We're about halfway through this Grand Prix. I feel like the only thing, or one of the things that could go very wrong, would be a late safety car. Because Alonso's on the hards. I don't think many other people out there are on the hards. Russell, Albon, Tsunoda, so that's very interesting. But let's zoom it on. Let's see what they can do. Can Gasly stay with this group? That's the real question in all of this. Meanwhile, Fernando doing a great job maintaining that gap to Carlos Sainz behind. There was a brief yellow flag there.
Someone's run wide.
It was Daniel Ricciardo. So Fernando Alonso starts lap 38 of this Grand Prix. 16 laps to go, including the one that we're on. And now, well, Gasly has dropped out of that 1 second window. Can he get back into it? It's not looking likely.
Oh, did someone run wide there?
It's Lewis Hamilton running wide. If Gasly can keep this gap, that's certainly going to help out. And now he seems to be back into this DRS train. Fastest lap of the race all of a sudden from Gasly, from nowhere. A 1:23.5. And we've got 10 laps to go after this one. Looks like Alonso is going to win this race. And this is going to extend Fernando's gap to Pierre Gasly massively.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Although Gasly's managed to make a move on Verstappen. Let's have a look.
Look at this. It's Pierre Gasly.
It was on the run up to Ascari. Very good stuff.
Take advantage and muscle their way through. Excellent work. Is that a lockup?
Albon meanwhile locking up. Now, Pierre Gasly only on 42%. What about Max? Yeah, he's struggling as well, but Alonso's got the best tyres of the top 10.
Red Bull moved up.
Bonkers. Now,
looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
I just don't know if Gasly's... He's not going to have the tyres. Fastest lap of the race for Fernando Alonso. Very, very good. A 1:23.3.
4 laps
To be honest with you, I think it's time to
take it
settle
easy.
everything down.
Copy.
Can Pierre Gasly stay in P4? He probably can, but the need is to stay in that 1 second window to the Ferraris in front. Pierre's tyres are going to start dropping off very, very shortly. But with DRS, I think he can stay nice and close. And it's whether he can pull off a Sebastian Vettel-esque last lap. Well, Gasly's got a little chance here.
The Garland is so understeer, can you help me?
And Gasly's having a little look at Carlos Sainz. That was close. It was very, very close. Didn't happen though. Now. 2 laps to go very, very shortly. I think last lap is when we're going to absolutely go for it. Fernando Alonso winning this race at a canter. We switched him on to a one-stop strategy and it just seems to have worked. You know, look.
This will be the last.
Hang on. Oh no. That was a disaster. That's not what I wanted to do. Because now we're just in an absolute pickle. I don't think we're going to be in DRS range. I just pressed the wrong button, that's all.
Copy.
But now using energy. Are we going to be able to get up to and past these Ferraris? Let's see what we can do here. I don't know what are the Ferrari tyres looking like. They're looking pretty ropey as well. We've got Sainz trying to defend from Charles Leclerc here. DRS enabled from Pierre Gasly. Gets nice and close. Doesn't quite manage it though. Comes round Ascari. Now it's going to be on the run up to Parabolica. Is he going to be able to have a look into the final corner here? I don't know, but Fernando Alonso wins the Italian Grand Prix. He will extend his lead in the championship. Absolutely brilliant. Gasly comes up to the line and doesn't quite manage it, but does finish P4. Very, very good. That was Fernando Alonso. He came up to the line and he got himself 25 points once again. And that was a pretty dominant victory from the Spaniard, and he is starting to cruise towards his 3rd world title and end that 16-year drought. Wow.
So
or
that is
17 years, I
flag,
guess.
but you can keep pushing.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Take all the pickup on the way in. Well done.
I'll tell you what, Pierre Gasly unlucky not to
Take
finish
all the
second
pickup
there.
you can, all the pickup you can.
He did a really good job, and from 3rd and 4th on the grid to engineer that into a victory, very, very happy with that. It seems like hard tyres were a good choice this weekend. 12.5 seconds, the biggest gap on track bar the Williams cars. So Alonso did a really, really good job. Gasly, I don't think really had the same pace as Alonso, but in clear air he just managed to dominate the race and he's got himself victory. Sainz finishes 2nd in the end. Leclerc 3rd with Gasly in 4th, Verstappen 5th, Ocon 6th, Perez 7th, Russell 8th, Vettel 9th, and Lewis Hamilton rounds out the top 10 for Mercedes.
What a flawless weekend here from Fernando Alonso. His team must be proud. This podium is a brilliant reward for everyone's hard work over the weekend.
So there he is, Fernando in front of the Tifosi. I'm sure they'll be very, very appreciative of Fernando Alonso, and 2 red drivers on the podium as well. Very, very good in the end, and it was Carlos Sainz that managed to finish 2nd.
And after all that hard work, surely it's time for them to enjoy this moment. Aston Martin, having an extremely good day at the track.
Absolutely. I imagine it'll be pats on the back all round, and deservedly so.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
Meet us next at the Marina Bay Circuit for a breathtaking race through the streets of Singapore.
And Singapore, of course, was the site of our first podium place finish with Sebastian Vettel last season with an unbelievable strategy. And there you go, Fernando Alonso winning the race. And once again, I'll say it once, I'll say it again, we didn't have the fastest car this weekend. We proved it. 5th and 6th was where we qualified. But in the race, we utilised the strategy to perfection and managed to prolong that stint for Fernando Alonso. And that's his 7th victory of the year. And he's now 25 points ahead of Pierre Gasly, so a full race victory, and of course is ahead on countback. Carlos Sainz is starting to creep up to the back of Pierre Gasly, 36 points. 32 points the gap between them. Max Verstappen fairly distant 4th now, but I think Carlos Sainz, out of anybody, is going to be the challenger. In the Constructors, we are still 127 points ahead of Ferrari. Very, very good stuff. And let's see, Gasly's got a development point. Fernando Alonso has one too. And so does Oscar Piastri. Very, very good. And a lovely 6.1 million profit from that Grand Prix. So, there we have it. That is going to be the... Oh, shall we have a little look at the regulation? Let's have a little look for the financial changes. Oh, it's been passed. Goodness me, I can't believe Haas and Alpine and Alfa Romeo voted for that change. Well, that's huge. That's huge. I can't believe that. Carlos Sainz... Scouting complete. He's still got 15 months left on his contract. Enrico Cardiel, 3 months left on his, so could definitely look at him. A long time until we can get Jared Murphy in. But yeah, we're building our scouting portfolio, and that's looking very, very promising. But I think this is going to be the first F1 Manager video that clocks under an hour. And well, it's been a long time coming, I suppose, but if you have enjoyed that, and I think that was one of the best races of the season, then give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager content, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.